and welcome to the Unofficial Controller Podcast, your weekly gaming podcast, episode 121. I think I've got that naming convention right. Who knows at this point? But it's the Christmas special. No, it's the inevitable Halloween special 03. With me, George, is always joined by Tom, exorcist to my Five Nights at Freddy. Tom, how's it going?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm all right. I see you've infected the whole suite with your filthy little gremlins. So
I have, yeah.
late, but hopefully, if you're listening to the audio version, this is one of the ways that you win. Because guess what? Nothing. This isn't late. It's just as normal.
Well, here we are. We finally got here with the video live presentation. We're really sorry we're late. We've just had loads of...
slightly better than
what
Ray left us with last week.
Yeah, he's bought a DVD format.
DVD format, Rodney. Well, let's tear straight into it. It's...
That was Ray. Let's go in there after...
How can Ray be here when he doesn't get it till the end of the show?
No, he's going down the pub for a few.
You make up such nonsense in the law. Before we get any further, let's have a beaker of blood. It's Halloween. Last time it was tea. It's now blood. Does that look like blood? Harvey Retro and Johan picked this out the cellar. Apparently it's a young stable boy from the 16th century. I don't know. All right, but we'll have a slug on him, see how he tastes.
Cheers.
Don't clink. It's bad taste. 16th century stable boys taste a little bit like Ribena.
I'd say it's more 17th century.
Okay, well, whatever. Coming up on today's show, obviously we've got some news. Tom, what's in the news? Something that should make you excited and happy, no doubt. What?
We've got some news about a actor from the new Dune film.
Have you ever been on a podcast called the Unofficial Controller Podcast before? Because you look a little bit Robotised.
It's when we get on the video. Audio, I'm fine. Get on the video, I get very nervous.
You're absolutely paralysed. Listen, it's the Halloween special. What are you doing to scare us at home? What's going on here? Everyone's... Give us the messages. Are you dressed up? I'm dressed up. I've come as a Ghostbuster. Tom didn't get the memo.
I've come as a Pumpkinhead, look.
You've come as a Pumpkinhead.
Yes,
you have. The feature this week, obviously the inevitable Halloween special 03, this one live for the very first time, is what movies that haven't yet been turned into video games would make good video games. There's a mouthful of a title, but it's one we can have fun with, no doubt. Then, once we've got the feature out of the way, including your comments, live and whatever it is, everyone's asking if we're well. You guys might want to sort the clock out behind you, or is that the time in Farmerton? Farmerton exists outside of all of time and space.
Oh, the live element's gone now.
It's perpetually midnight. That's the witching hour. Think about it.
Oh, okay.
All the other details
all set dressing.
All set.
Perfect.
All set dressing. What's all this nonsense? I don't know. It's Unofficial Controller Podcast nonsense. We're a little bit sort of out of breath and uneasy because we had, as I said, we had some technical issues.
I'll tell you how it usually goes. I come up with what in my head is a brilliant idea. I then send it over to George. He tells me, great, that's perfect. Then putting all those ideas into practice is sometimes a little difficult. And as we've said before,
I think for season 3... Yeah. I should sit in solitude and just send you these ideas to the message group, and then you have to.
I have to do them.
Yeah, because this is my manifestation of what you told me to do.
I think it's great. I think you've done a great job.
What do you think to the set? Have we done enough? Is it Halloweeny enough? I don't know. Is this guy giving you night terrors? He's not Pipes from Ghostwatch, but he's pretty close. Anyway, once the feature's done, the only reason you guys turn up, it's for the Ray. He's turning up at the end of the show. He's going to bring us the new release highlights. That's how we tell you what's coming out for this week. And then when the show ends, I asked Tom what he's hoping to play. But it cannot begin. No. Odders, pull up your black cape, transform into a bat, and get all confused about whether you're a man dreaming that you're a bat or whether you're a bat dreaming that you're a man. That's a deep question. As I asked Tom, what have you been playing?
This week I've re-downloaded... Returnal, because you've been playing it. I thought
I've been playing it, so you wanted a slice.
I did, yeah, really good. It's had a recent.
I think that was his teeth.
Was it? Oh.
Yeah, that was his teeth.
Bit bitty.
It was
bit bitty. Yeah, Returnal. Recently had an update this week, update 2.0, which has now included a save cycle feature. So if anyone was put off before about the fact of having to do a run and spend a couple of hours and losing your progress, including you and me, I mean, I did finish it, but, you know.
Let's go back through the list, shall we?
Oh, the list of games. Assassin's Creed 1, Assassin's Creed 2.
I picked it up over the weekend and started playing it again, and for some reason it was the time, and I've been busy recently not being able to dedicate here to gaming, which is a little awkward at times, especially when you want to play the bigger boy games. But I found myself with a spare sort of day on Sunday, so I thought, I finished Alan Wake. How's this got to me already?
I hadn't finished.
We'll come back to you. It's about time. Okay. So
your Lord Ponsonby role has taken you into an egotistical maniac.
Don't spill 17th century.
Keeps us young. Keeps us young.
So Alan Wake, just as enjoyable as it was before. There are some minor gripes and inconsistencies, but that's probably to be expected with a game of its rather tender years now. So I enjoyed that, and I thought, what am I going to do? So I started playing Return. Just clicked, didn't it? Got to the boss. I was like, what's this?
Yeah.
I was like, okay, all right, now I understand it. We'll keep playing. I haven't beat the boss. But
you beat the first one?
No, I can't get enough. Every time I turn up to him, I turn up with a pistol.
How are you doing that?
I've no idea.
I thought you said you beat the first boss, or you've beat him once, but you can't beat him again.
No, I've got to him, didn't kill him.
Right.
I tried killing him with a pistol every time.
Yeah, you need to get better weapons than that.
Well, there you go, that's my problem. There you go. No one explained it to me. Then other than that, what I've been playing?
I'll come over to your wing at the weekend and we'll get sorted.
Okay. Playing some Stardew Valley, which I love.
Oh,
Shout out to all the Stardew Valley people. The man who's finally finished his games. It's exactly what I want to see. See, Pliskin's here. What season is this again? Make it up if you're not sure. It's 3 in the law of the show. It can be 33. See, Pliskin, whatever works for you. Whatever fits in those gears and meshes well. Lovely. I actually love the table, says Lizana. Don't worry. Many a pigs have lost their life on this piece of wood. No issues. So what else have you been playing?
Red Dead Redemption 2. I'm out of games, so I'm just going through the back catalogue, having a mooch about.
He's out of games.
I am. Yeah, I'm going to keep that short and sweet. I've not been playing much this week, just revisiting some old titles. But having fun.
Good. Okay.
Yeah.
Trying to think else what I've been looking at.
Anything on the PS Vita?
Stardew Valley.
Oh, that's what you're playing that
That's
on.
what I downloaded it for. Well, with that out of the way, short and sweet, like an absolute firecracker. We're a month ahead of ourselves, a week ahead of ourselves. It's not Bonfire Night. It's Halloween. We're at the news. We scour the very darkest region of the internet to bring you the latest stories. First up, I'm taking this one.
Okay, you go for it.
Because I want you to read the second one. Nintendo.
That's a stitch up if ever I heard.
Tom gathers the news. Tom can read the news. You can write this stuff, Tom, but you sure can't say it. Nintendo give out treats for Halloween. Well, this is a nice surprise. If you haven't already picked up Metroid Dread on the Switch, Nintendo has now released a free demo on the Switch eShop, allowing you to try before you buy. This Halloween, suit up as Samus around and see what goes bump in the night on Planet ZDR with a full-size, fun-size bite with the Metroid Dread game. Download the free demo now from Nintendo.com or Nintendo eShop on your device. Experience the eerie isolation of a remote alien world. Face relentless mechanical menace and power your way through the section of what Shack News calls sci-fi blast of brilliance that fans and newcomers alike will more than likely enjoy. If you need more Metroid Dread in your treat bucket, don't forget you can pick up the full game now. Will you be trying this demo out? The demos still float your... Do people still play demos?
Absolutely. I'd get that.
Do you play demos?
Yeah.
Where's your Switch?
With my brother.
The pawn shop, haven't you?
No. Yeah. It's with my brother.
In the show's law, you pawned it.
Okay.
You wrote that?
I'm allowed a brother in the law.
You are allowed a brother in the law, but you pawned your Switch.
Okay.
Okay.
That's law.
What do you make of that?
Great. I think it's a very...
back in the day when you couldn't go online and buy the game without the demo being rammed down your throat as well. Now, I don't feel like demos are out there as much as they used to be.
No, they're not as much as they used to be. Metroid Dread demo I'd definitely give that a whirl if you played any of the previous ones.
Mickey's playing Red Dead now, so there's no shame in that.
Oh, there you go then.
But Gaming Grams quite rightly pointed out, RDR2 is too old for you. It's too old a game.
Oh, I love that. They love
what else have
the
we got
law.
going on here?
I don't play games over 1 year old.
RGT's been playing Stardew Valley, so we're like brothers from another mumma. Garage Gamers are here. Nice to see. I hope you're both well. I've stopped gaming so I can see these two handsome men on the big telly.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
On the big telly, we must look ridiculous.
He ain't watching us, is he? He's watching Hale and Pace. That's what he's on about.
Right, it is us.
It is us, Hale and Pace. We're Hale and Pace on a budget, like the Calendar News version.
Metroid Prime.
There's not enough ticks. Everyone's watching, but no one's saying they like this video. Let me see the thumb up. Come on.
Yeah, please give us a thumbs up.
We want the thumbs up. Before we do your bit of news, let me tell you now. Can you see this? Just focus on this. This is Whoosh Clean. We're not sponsored by Whoosh Clean. I kind of wish we were. If you're listening, come on, talk to me. If you're a gamer, seriously, park all that aside. I'm being deadly serious. I had some marks on my screen I couldn't get off. 4K telly there. I had some stuff from Curry's. Wouldn't touch it. No idea what it was. Probably
Windowline.
not what you were thinking. And it wasn't Windowline. But it wasn't that. Alright? This wished it straight off. I'm thinking at home, did you know, it even says on the box, there's more germs on your devices, and I can believe this to be honest, there's more germs on your devices than there is in a public toilet. Okay? So not only does it clean your screen, no questions asked, it contaminates as well. So imagine the scene, okay? One of our listeners, Doogie, the father of Game Boy Matty. Doogie wants some private time. I don't know. He wants to peruse whatever website he's looking at. SegaHolics.com. Okay? He picks it up. It's covered in sweets, gunk, Game Boy Matty's spit and spittle everywhere. Not a problem now. He just cuts through. That was the audio listeners getting bummed off. That was me punching the mic. Just wipes clean off. No questions. I messaged them. They helped me out. They said, this is the one you want. Get on there. Order it. Message them. Stalk them. Tell them that you've seen this product on the Unofficial Controller podcast. It's called Whoosh Clean. If anyone actually that interested in getting a bowl, you get so much in here as well. It's like 500 mils of pure thing. I can't ever see me running out. So once you bought one, you'll never hear from us again. Do you have filthy devices, Tom? Don't answer
You
that.
know I do.
You have
You
one.
always come round my side of the wing and
Comes with two clean copies.
belittle the state of my
We could
equipment.
use it on your controls, no question. You can use it on everything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right.
Right.
So we can decontaminate all that.
Ectoplasm.
Yeah, you told me it was ectoplasm. Keep it on point for Halloween. It tasted not unlike something I generate myself, but that threw me into a whole sort of strange world, really. Does anyone else have dirty screens? Gaming Gram's buying it. He's taking it to McDonald's. Perfect. That's how you do it. They're covered in fecal matter. That's something I want under my nails before I consume a burger. I don't feel like I've consumed a burger unless I've scraped someone else's fecal matter under my fingernails while using a touchscreen and then... oh, yeah. What's the second bit of news? I'm fired up for this.
Okay.
When I saw this come down the chute, I was like, I tell you what, he's excelled himself.
That's not a sandworm.
Let me
Oh,
just
mate.
call myself a little bit more 17th century stable boy. You said it was 17th.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Do you like video games, podcasts, and reminiscing? I'm actor, video game writer, and total sweetie pie Connor Savage McCabe, and on each episode of Call Me By Your Game, I sit down with a guest for an intimate look at a special game from their past. Did you and your dad beat Spyro the Dragon over the holidays? Or was Halo 4 the one thing that united your roommates during your senior year of college? Stories like these are what Call Me By Your Game is about. From video game content creator Janet Garcia to Hades voice actor Courtney Vinay's, I interview wonderful comedians and game industry friends about these memories. Check us out wherever you get your podcasts, and maybe someday you'll call me by your game.
Do you want to let me get these words out this time?
That was his ear. I'm ready.
That's not a sandworm, it's Frankencontrollerstein. Before he was dodging...
That is... You did that how I wanted you to do it.
Good. Before he was dodging giant sandworms in June and leading armies in The King, actor Timothée Chalamet was a gamer, specifically a YouTuber who focused on modding Xbox 360 controllers and boasted about 14,000 subscribers, as reported by Vice. After Vice published its report, a clip of Chalamet was shared showing him admitting to his past as a young controller modder. He says, I spray painted them on my pillow.
There's a running thing. This is your news. Why are you surprised by it?
I just find the news. I would open them up and I would charge people $10. Chalamet said he made a grand total of $30 before his parents told him to quit filling the house with paint fumes.
So we
fantastic
did
little story there.
You detailed there. If you come for
not the best news,
you're
but
here for the cutting edge of news. You're like, oh, I want to find out where I can get a PlayStation 5. No bother, not here. The last bit of news.
Oh, speaking of PlayStation 5s,
hang on, rewind. This kid, he's got more followers on. Oh,
mate, you need to let me finish.
Oh, okay.
You need to let me finish.
Oh, I thought you were going to cut that out.
Which bit?
The second paragraph.
No, I've finished that bit of news. I was about to say, for those who want to win a PlayStation 5 or 3D audio headphones or some PlayStation tat, PlayStation have announced they're doing a competition.
I thought you announced that we were doing a competition for a minute there, and my heart went pitter-patter, pitter-patter.
So go check out on PlayStation.com. They're going to be running a competition which involves gaining trophies and different other aspects. And yeah, it's quite a big official thing.
So you're not giving away a PS5?
I'm not, no. They are. They've got more money than me.
Okay.
I'm a poor, broke...
Talk to me about Chalamet. He's got loads of followers. He sprayed 3 controllers on a pillow in his bedroom before getting caught.
With who knows what?
With who knows what contraband. Charging $10 a time.
Ectoplasm.
Well, whatever's on this thing. Fair play to him, though, because even in the young days of YouTube, 14,000 people are going to subscribe to a guy roughly spraying a controller on a pillow. I wish I had...
There's hope for us yet.
I was going to say, I wish I had his magnetism.
Next up, the devil's in the details.
Oh, you doing
Little div... You do it then.
We normally take turns in the news. I don't know what you're doing here. It's probably the most... Didn't we say the last one was the Lucius Goosey show we ever did?
This is the repeat of the show.
This is the show. This is the show.
I never remember the name of that show. The one where it all went wrong.
Oh. What was that called? Message in. First person to message in and say, "Hi boys, there's no goose emoji." Well, you need to just work that out. A duck will do.
A duck will do.
A duck will do. Let's do this last bit of news, because that show, message in and tell us what the show was called, where we went a little bit, Tom went off air and things got a bit crazy. The devil's in the details. Little Devil Inside, a new game that was shown off when the PlayStation 5 was announced, and there's finally some new gameplay details. Head of the newest State of Play, PlayStation announced there would be a new in-depth look at Little Devil Inside, an action-adventure game from the studio NeoStream. Little Devil Inside is a unique-looking title set in a kind of fantasy world with dragons and other mythical creatures. The story follows Billy, a young hero for hire handling side jobs in the idyllic countryside. Only after a job goes wrong, Billy's whole life turns upside down. Billy is able to fend off enemies using his sword, but this also... his sword? But also needs to survive by hunting and cooking food at safe campsites. Of course, different enemies ranging from tiny demons to big mechanical monsters are roaming the world waiting for Billy. It was first announced in 2020 and looks to be inspired by classic adventure games like Legend of Zelda. Since then, little has been seen of it. The developers announced some changes were made to the enemy designs. No release date yet for Little Devil Inside, but some gameplay yesterday. Tom, did that excite you?
It did. It was about the only thing that did in that State of Play.
Yes,
that was dreadful, wasn't it?
Well, Retro Gamer Thomas, you need to let someone else win. My God. Backlog of Shame, the ultimate.
Yes, thank you.
Fair enough.
Thank
Is that
you.
the episode?
The famous episode, Backlog of Shame.
The Backlog of Shame. If you haven't heard it, go back. While we haven't had an episode dedicated to Overwatch, I don't know.
Whoa! They've asked for it. It's happening now.
You're all good, RGT. Well, if you know the lore, I actually did, a man of my word, I did actually download the game and play it.
I don't know why you didn't stick with it.
Because it's terrible.
It's an amazing game.
Anyway.
Little Devil Inside, yeah.
Oh.
So, what did you think?
I wasn't that impressed, I'll be honest.
Were you not?
No. Nothing in that show was...
I preferred the original trailer that we had before, because now there's like this view where it's like an old school RPG where to get around the main world, you like zoomed out and it's quite a small little icon moving around.
It wasn't anything that I was expecting. I kind of sat down, thought, oh, crikey, it's a state of play, flicked it on, and the first few things...
the rest of the state of play was absolute...
Even that was...
Ramble.
I was a bit numb to it, to be honest.
There was one at Death's Door, which is an Xbox exclusive, is now coming to PS5 and PS4, I believe. That looks great. That looks really good.
Which one's that?
It's like an isometric, bit like a Zelda-style puzzle dungeon crawler.
I'll cut to the chase. The one thing that intrigued me out of all the things I saw was the one that's the free PSN game this one in November.
Okay, yeah.
Retro.
I think the games this month are a bit weak as well. In all fairness, Sony have had a bit of a stinking week.
Kingdoms of Amalur is not just a throwaway title, and I'm going to end up getting Saints and Sinners on PSVR Walking Dead, which is one of the best games you can get on there. Maybe if you went full in the ecosystem, you'd get more out of it.
Listen, pure fanboy.
Well, whatever ecosystem you're in, if you go all in, you get more out of it, don't you?
I don't know about
Look
that.
at James the Work Experience Boy. I don't think anyone could get more in the Xbox ecosystem, and he's just dripping in it.
Halo Infinite campaign this week looked very good.
He's all
very
excited.
nice.
He's got Forza coming out. You know, what more could the boy
Maybe
ask for?
time to trade the PS5. Can you imagine? That's the sort of thing I'd do. I'd trade it.
Just
I wouldn't
rotate it.
sell
Why
it.
don't you just get both?
Oh, yeah. Can't afford it.
Anyway, with that all said and done, a couple of things. Tom, if we had an opinion or take on the news, and no doubt there was some hot news this week, let's face it, if there was ever hot news anywhere, one place it never was the Unofficial Controller Podcast news section. What with the news of a guy who sprayed controllers on the back of a Pop Funko in his bedroom, it's not looking good, is it? How are they going to get in touch and let us know that we've missed everything and nothing at the same time?
You can reach us at questions@unofficialcontrollerpodcast.com, which is emailing. Not many people do that, we'll be honest. Direct messages on Instagram or Twitter, which is more popular, but by and far, the most popular place is the Discord chat for Unofficial Controller Podcast, which is very popular.
Now listen in. If you're watching this and you haven't thumbs up yet, and there is a possibility that could be you, we need you to. Secondly, if you listen to the show, you're in the sort of ecosystem of the show, you're on the edge, but you're not quite sure, get in the Discord. Please do. Come join us. Come make some friends. Come make a gaming family. There's a squad up section, so you don't need to be lonely. There's all sorts of stuff with swapping of games, whatever you need. Everyone's sharing games that they're playing at the same time. I don't really know much more I can say about that. And do you know what about it? Guess what price it is, Tom? It's the best price to join the Discord.
Absolutely free.
That's the price I can get behind. That's the sort of budget I've got on a monthly basis to dedicate to games and a podcast. Nothing. What more? What's wrong with you? Okay? I rest my case. We're at the feature.
Wow, there already.
Yeah, well, time flies when you're having fun. The inevitable Halloween special 03, we thought we'd kick back. We didn't know what to do. If you're not sure how it runs, then you've probably seen or not seen any of the inevitable Halloween specials 01 and 2 because they weren't filmed. They were audio specials. This one's obviously a live one. Well, we had a theme and we were asking you what horror movie would make a great horror game. Now, there was a caveat. Can't have been a horror movie that's already been made into a game. I'm willing to forgive old games that maybe didn't fully realise the film's vision. I'm mainly making that rule because I'm using it to make my own choice, which I need some artistic freedom with.
Yeah.
Do you want to know what mine is?
Go for it. What is your choice?
Get your skull glass. Pour yourself a fine,
Give me a bit more stable blood.
bit more 17th century stable boy, straight from
Bloy.
Harvey Retro. I hope Harvey Retro and Johan are watching, and if they're not, one has to wonder.
These look like
Why not?
they were merchandise for Indiana Jones and Kingdom of the Crystal
I actually
Skulls.
got them from Dan Aykroyd.
Did you?
Yeah, he's got the Crystal
Oh, I heard him
Skull
speaking on
vodka or whatever.
the
it is.
second best podcast in the world about Crystal Skulls.
Anyway, before I get distracted, and I need no excuse for a distraction. My idea: Nightmare on Elm Street,
Oh,
Dream Warriors. Whoa, George, what's the premise? Okay, we all know about Freddy Krueger. We know all that. We know who comes in the dreams. We know who he is. We don't need to dive into the lore of Freddy. What we need to dive into, imagine this, a small open world 80s town. All the cliche, the jocks, cheerleaders, the whole bag of tricks. You arrive new in town. There's a house on Elm Street, okay? Go to bed. So it's open world, you meet people, you talk to people, there's activities to do as that a teenager would do, like bowling and all that sort of stuff, playing football, whatever it is. At night time, it starts off just you. You go into the dream, and it's a survival horror to start with. You have to survive the night by getting away from Freddy.
okay.
You survive a week. Obviously, in the day, you're trying to tell people, and you meet people that as you go through the game in the day, you tell people, and that gives them the chance. So you tell a jock, oh yeah, I saw this thing, and that makes him appear in your dream. So you can grab him, and then all of a sudden there's two of you. Say I controlled, or it's multiplayer. I don't really know or care. And then when you go in your dream the next time, instead of it being survival horror, there's two of you. Then there's three of you. Then there's four of you. And then there's a gang, and you're the Dream Warriors. And the eventual end game is to kill Freddy in the dream, bring him into real life and kill him there. And it ends at night time. There you go. There's my pitch. Is that a good treatment of Nightmare on Elm Street?
I
as a
like that. I
game?
think that's good.
Good drink. That's it. I'm done. I'm spent.
Okay.
What's yours?
Mine would be The Descent. The sort of cave diving or cave spelunking horror film by Neil Marshall. Quite a big fan of that one when it came out. I think that would work really well either in VR, or like first person VR, or as a third person game. You start and they could do a little bit of story building the characters. Obviously those women in the first film are some of the first people to go into those caves or find that cave system. So whether they did and just did an official film license game, or you could maybe have it set afterwards with knowledge of that film not being there. But yeah, I think they could do some quite cool lighting effects nowadays as well, get the night vision. The night vision tech in Modern Warfare was fantastic, especially a couple of the missions you do. I'd love to see that replicated in a game. Yeah, especially like if, I think in the film she has a camera or something and she turns around, there's like jump scare. Was one of the creatures behind.
Someone's already done this, haven't they? Descent in VR will be terrifying, says Mac, aka Bob Border. Nice of you to join us, sir.
Hello.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That was you all in on The Descent.
Yeah. Have you got a ghost story, considering it's Halloween, from your life or not?
The only ghost.
Or a supernatural experience you've had?
Yes.
Have you?
In 1992, there was a show called Ghost Watch on BBC with Michael Parkinson and Sarah Green.
Okay.
As far as I'm concerned, that was real life. A supernatural entity infected my TV. I went to bed terrified, thinking that pipes will have infected, intercontinental ballistic missiles, and we'd be waking up dead. If you were old enough to experience that live, you were most definitely traumatised.
Okay.
That's my ghost story. What's your one?
So, years ago, on a Saturday night, my mum and dad would go to my grandma's, and I must have been probably, 4 or 5. I don't actually remember it. But apparently, the house was very cold, big old cold house. My dad took me through to the bathroom. He's like, go on, through you go.
The dairy room?
Yeah, the downstairs one.
The dairy room.
Someone was already in there. Another family member was in there. So it's like, right, I'll use the upstairs one takes me upstairs, and it's very cold up there, and he's like, I'll wait on the landing, just go through to the toilet. Apparently, I got to where the doorway is, turned around and said to him, not going in there, man in there. And my dad just kind of looked at me and went, okay, then we'll go back downstairs.
Oh.
So whatever I said, that was you, was it? Lord Ponsonbury.
And Mumsy's loving that. She's 2 ghosts and a thumbs up, so you can't really tell. You can't get much better than that. Who it
She will
was,
probably remember it.
goodness only knows. That was both toilets used.
One supernatural, one probably
Allegedly.
not. Allegedly.
Could have been one of cousin's boyfriend she'd snuck in the window for all you know. Every week we reach out to the listeners and we say, let us know through the medium of Instagram or Twitter or whatever. Well, that's where we go. We want to know what your thoughts are on the subject that we've just talked about. And the wonderful thing is, it's an audience interaction show. So they message in. Every week, it still fills me with joy that people message into the show. We thank you for that. Without you, let's face it, there would be no show.
No, it would be very difficult to make a feature sometimes.
Coming up, Finster Gamer. He says those Resident Evil... Those Resident Evil films would make a great game. They could totally make a successful franchise from games of those. Laughing till he cries out of both eyes emojis. On a serious note, though, something like Squid Game, Battle Royale the film, Would You Rather, etc. would make a good multiplayer game. Think Fall Guys, but various rounds of terrifying and horrific tasks to whittle down a large number to one. Winner.
Yeah,
Have you seen Squid Games? Am I letting this pass me by? What's wrong with me?
I've seen a couple of episodes. It's quite good so far. Yeah, I think you'd probably like it.
Would I?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like the idea of that. They'd work well as multiplayer games.
Is it like a
Battle
little bit
Royale
more of
would
an
be
angsty version of the Hunger Games?
No, it's quite different.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not the only element it's got similar to Hunger Games, I suppose, is the survival thing, but yeah, it's not like that.
Don't worry your pretty head about it. Okay.
I shall not.
What's going on? Hang on. Gaming Gram's got a story. If you've got a ghost story and you want us to read it out, that's what the live chat's for. Don't waste the opportunity. I remember on holiday, says the Gaming Gram, in Mallorca. We stayed in Mallorca. Water in Mallorca. We stayed in a villa in the middle of nowhere with a villa across the road. Everyone was out back and there was a knock at the door. I opened it. No one there. There are only 2 villas around, the other one empty, so I have no idea who or what that was. Still plays on my mind over a decade later. That gave me shivers, I don't know why. If you're watching this and you haven't thumbs up the video, do it.
Spooky stories.
That's good. If anyone else has got one, let me know. Retro Gamer Thomas has just written pipes. Don't ever write that on here again. Gives me PTSD. Child of the 90s. No. Looks like I've got to do the second one.
No, you don't.
You're banning the Italian accent from the show.
I'm banning it from the show.
People, can you accept Tom banning that? Is that going to be acceptable to you? It's Series 3, we're doing things differently. I'm going to roll over, let Tom read it out. Do your best Italian accent.
Oh, I'm not doing an accent.
You're live in front of thousands of people.
Even worse.
It's too late.
Bada bing, retro gaming. A little bit left field here, but what if EA, 2K, or any of the other sports title developers do make a horror version? Something like the PS2 Red Card game, but when you get to foul, you lose limbs, maybe lose a head, which then becomes the ball. It could work with NFL and NBA, if only we knew someone who could make a game.
Question. Do you think we should listen to the fans?
Depends. Never give the fans what they want. That's always you.
A little bit of a left field here. What if EA or 2K or any of those sports title developer to make a horror version? Sometimes something like a PS2 Red Card game when you can get a founder, you lose limbs, maybe lose a head when that becomes the ball. That is amazing. Why did I not hear it when you said it, but only when I read it in the Italian accent?
You only hear your own voice.
That's very harsh. It got to work with NFL and NBA if only we knew someone who could make it a game.
It is a shame.
That actually, of all the games that I've heard so far, that one's bonkers as it sounds. Is actually quite scary. He's actually quite a good game.
NetherRealm could make it with a MK engine.
Giorgino.
George De
Campo.
Gino De Camp.
Is Craig Charles outside? Stop with the Ghostwatch references, okay? The only thing I'm going to accept is Sarah Green prostrate in my bed. That's about it. She's a dream lover of mine, although, to be fair, neither of us are getting any younger.
Who's next?
I'm reading this as well. Retro Gamer Thomas. Seeing as it's Halloween, wheel him in. Unclip the face mask. Yes, he's the show's resident Hannibal Lecter. He eats retro consoles' brains in his spare time. That's the myth and the legend anyway. Thank you for messaging in. Hope you and Millie and Donna had a lovely holiday and you're back now, wrapped up in a duvet, watching two grown men talk about video games amongst a myriad of child's toys. That's normal. What did he say? I'd love to see the Conjuring series made into games. We love to watch those, and if they were made into a Starlight Resi 7, I think they'd be fantastic and terrifying. Gripping his face like the scream emoji. Ah! Cold top of the head emoji, but looking... I don't know what that is. Concerned. What's the Conjuring?
Ooh, it's a bit like a possession film, I suppose, and then there's these two like supernatural like investigators.
Why are people finding it funny that I only hear my own voice? You support me here. Not you, not him.
It's a coup, mate.
Mumsy thinks it's a brilliant film. I don't think she watched scary movies. Digital.
She did. She watched Conjuring 2.
She liked it so
straight
much
into
she
the
rocked up for
sequel.
The second one, unbelievable. She ain't scared, is she?
That's the scarier one.
Late finishing this morning, wife out for the day, sat to put the kid down himself. You don't know that pain because you have people for that.
I do. Conjuring 2's got the nun in. Have you ever seen that horrible looking nun? She's like slightly witch looking. Horrible.
Yeah.
Terrifying. Conjuring 1's pretty scary, but yeah.
Guess who else?
What's your favourite horror film?
Oh, I'm rubbish at horrors. Probably Nightmare on Elm Street, just because it's about the only one that I can tolerate that's halfway near to being classed as a grown-up film.
The scariest one I can remember, the one that really scared me was Scream, the original. In the late 90s, there was me and my mates we'd been out, like not to the pub because we were too young, but we'd just been out to like, I don't know, a disco or something. My mate put on Scream, and we got like past that original phone call at the start with Drew Barrymore. I remember thinking, I really want to watch this because it seems really good, but I am terrified.
So you were thinking...
I don't know what it was. Like, I think now, and like, there's loads of scarier films out there, but it was just something about it that was really scary at the time. It's a good time capsule film as well. It sums up the...
Do you think you were watching it thinking, I want to be amongst my peers and bigger boys, but inside I'm secretly pooing myself?
I think everyone was. It was just that scary.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've been there.
We watched the rest in the morning. No joke.
All the lights on. Everyone's sucking on some milk, holding onto a pillow.
Curtains open. Yeah. Big light on in the room.
Mumsy comes in, snuggles you in,
Yeah.
just undoes a little bit, sorted. You could watch anything in that
Yeah.
position.
Next up, we've got the master of horror himself, Harvey
Thank
Retro.
you for the fine 16th century stable boy.
He's going down well.
It is, literally. How many 17th century stable boys have you known that have gone down well?
I think a game of the... Harvey Retro goes on to say, I think a game of The Shining would be great if done well, but I'd like an original story within the world, not the Jack Torrance story, because most people know that inside out now. Maybe something more like the events of Dr. Sleep movie combined with Silent Hill. You must return to the Overlook Hotel to investigate what happened. That's a cool idea.
It's a very good idea.
Quickly become another victim of the place, of course. Happy Halloween, dudes. Oh, happy Halloween,
That's what
Harvey
the rest
Retro.
of Halloween is for. He wishes us happy Halloween. That's like literally Santa Claus himself wishing you happy Christmas.
I'll take this next one, and then you can take the one after that.
Do you know I hate you sometimes? Who's been in touch here?
Is this a first ever live
No.
edition?
Greg, she's been on before. It's
Okay.
Gregosaurus.
Gregosaurus 666. Thank you very much for the comment. They say there's an amazingly terrible movie called Frankenstein's Army. Both some of the monsters in that are okay emoji. When I was watching it, I thought it'd make a very good game.
I'm not familiar with it.
I'm not.
But to
not
be
heard
honest
of
with
that
you,
one.
well, I'm just glad that someone's messaged in.
I am. Thanks for the
Up
comment.
next, and if you ever had any doubt that C. Pliskin wasn't a heavy hitter in the industry, well, don't be in doubt anymore. Because guess what? He's got his own radio show in Ireland, Believe. And he's asked me to be a guest on it, Believe. Details to follow. If you want to tune in, I don't know if you can live. Maybe you could tell us. I think he's in the chat. I'm not even sure. I've seen Elliot's here. Everyone's here. We're having a great time. But without any more distraction, C. Pliskin. The man thought I was a ginger or ginger, blonde or ginger god. I'm just a normal guy. C. Pliskin says, well, now, into fully spooky mood, are we? Which is a shame, because I'm a complete and utter wuss when it comes to horror. That's something you and I have got in common. C. Pliskin. I get scared of a small scene from Lego Marvel Superheroes when I was 13, and if that gives you an idea. Yeah, I think we're similar. And naturally, because of that, I don't have a particular interest in horror films and media in general. Maybe except the electro swing version of Spooky Scary Skeletons by Dave Wave. That really slaps. Rocking emoji. I like the way we always get the full just feeling of C. Pliskin before he gives us his comment. So maybe to deviate from the topic a little bit, I was actually thinking about obscure, scary-based games based on films. Stingray might like these two because of how unusual they are. There's a man who knows the law. C. Pliskin's bought in 110%. Andy's in the Discord now. Gets my vote. Does he get your vote?
He does.
What are the fans saying?
Just welcoming Elliot's here. He said evening. Cole Moshe.
That's it.
Is it?
That's
That's his real name.
That's his real name. Anyway, he gets to the point. He says, the ones that come to mind, The Nightmare Before Christmas, Uga's Revenge, 2002's The Thing. Already games. Now, I just was as surprised as you likely be with the first choices. It's Devil May Cry styled action. I don't think I've really comment right, to be honest with you, but there you go. That was developed by Capcom, featured many of the staff that worked on the series and who later become members of Platinum Games when that happened. It's unusual as it sounds, but the idea alone intrigues me, especially in the source material. Meanwhile, with The Thing, that was developed by another odd choice finale. It's a survival horror title that takes place after the events of the original film, and again, horror's beyond something that I'd willingly pay or watch, and I still think both of these games are pretty fascinating with their IPs. Video games, right, let's think about something. He knows, okay? He knows.
I'm watching myself on this screen. It's great.
You see what I've got to work with? The creature has seen his reflection in a piece of glass. And that creature is literally mesmerised. And we will have lost him for the whole of the show. When I smile, it smiles. Look at this, Jordan. It's like a miracle. I raise my arm, and it raises its arm.
So clever.
It's delayed as well, that one.
I thought it was.
Why am I not doing what I'm doing?
I've already walked off set once.
You have. Don't ever do that again.
Tommy's girl up next.
No, wait. We've still got to pick apart the last bits of his script.
Okay.
And I guess going back on point, something like the newly released Last Night in Soho will be interesting as a sort of 12 minutes escape mystery game. Now, if you don't mind, I think I'm just going to spend the rest of this season playing Luigi's Mansion 3, so me and him can gloat about how we hate Halloween.
Fair enough.
If it wasn't for C. Pliskin, the script would be at least a sheet of A4 smaller than it is.
Next up, we've got Thomas Girl 71. It Parts 1 and 2 would make an awesome game. Agreed.
Yes. Podgy Podge messaged in and said that she would agree with that as well.
Very scary films.
Terrifying.
But good. I think the remake was really good. I like that a lot. I haven't seen the 80s one
I'm
for a long
messaging
time.
Ray.
Messaging Ray.
Yeah.
Yeah, he needs to get a move on. Bada Bing into retro gaming. Has he got another one on here?
He has.
What about Neil Marshall's one of his other classics? 2003's Dog Soldiers.
said
What
it.
a great film.
That's the one you should have picked.
I went to the cinema to watch that.
You are not big enough to see that in cinema.
I went to the cinema to watch it.
How old were you?
I'd have been late teens, maybe 20. But yeah, anyway, he goes on to say, what about Neil Marshall's 2003 Dog Soldiers? Could be a great game adaptation of a movie in the right hands. It has soldiers, dogs, wolves. And it has Sean Pertwee, who is always up for a voiceover in a computer game.
He is.
I don't know which one he plays in that film.
Don't worry about it.
I will have to have a look at that later or answer us in the chat. If you haven't seen the movie, go watch it. Italian flag, trophy, controller emoji. And last but not least...
Cousin Ben's got in touch.
Is this him?
No, here, on the live chat.
Oh, hey, yeah. Hello.
How wonderful is that?
The Gaming Gram. It's hard to think of one, to be honest. All of my favourite horror movies have already had games. The Lucius games are heavily based on The Omen. Friday the 13th has had a few games. Dracula has had a fair few video game appearances. The one that springs to my mind is The Woman in Black. Love the book and the films. Not sure how well it would translate to a video game, though. Woman in Black. Yeah, I think...
You didn't do the emoji.
Oh, sorry. Concerned emoji.
I think
Thinking emoji.
Thinking emoji
Yeah.
is what we've...
Concerned thinking.
Concerned thinker of emojis. People have been asking if I've been seeing a ghost. No. What I've been seeing... I'm looking down the bottom of the drive to see if I can see the glint of the headlights. But Ray's got to wait because we've got to close out the feature, yeah? We're going to do things so professionally for the first time in the history of the show. That was the feature. Thank you for messaging in. Hopefully you thought our ideas were passable at best. I thought your ideas were amazing. If anyone wants to message in before the end of the show with an equally good idea, if you didn't manage to get into the printed comments, can you get into these comments with your pitch for a movie, horror movie, that's yet to be made into a game that would make a fantastic game? Did you like the Dream Warriors pitch? If it was me versus Tom, you're in the shop. Tom's game or mine? You taking home Dream Warriors?
Or The Descent.
Or are you taking home whatever Tom said? All right.
The Descent video
Whatever
game
he
adaptation.
said versus my wonderful... I've got to set it up.
Okay. Clash of the Titans.
A Clash of the Titans, yes. Only the charts will know. There's one man who knows everything about charts. He's slightly out of a job because last time we did a live video, we bought all of our equipment from Ray.
It looks like
It was terrible.
It looked like a mosaic.
It did look like we were being a Roman mosaic that moved. Sort of thing that would have freaked out Caesar. But to be honest with you, you guys got through it. I don't know whether you thought it was one of those magic eyes from the 90s. If you squinted long enough, we would turn 3D. That was never on the cards.
No.
But since we've kicked Ray out, I'd say this is close to at least 480p.
It must be HD, surely. Let us know in the comments if you've got it running on HD.
Is it too clear? Is it too clear? That's the question.
Well, I guess we'll find out.
I honestly don't think it was camera quality that was holding us
When
back.
we're trying to rack up the views by watching it multiple times on multiple devices later, we'll see.
Are you going to let Mumsy out of the broom cupboard this week? Because last time you locked her in there so she couldn't come out until we maxed over 100 views. And she wept.
Yes.
She begged me.
Yeah.
She was like, has he gone? I was like, he has, Mumsy. But you know I can't let you out. Someone needs to come to our safety. It's the Ray. Here he is. It's time for a peek in what we affectionately call Stingray's boot, what's nestled between some counterfeit nappies and a dodgy copy of Battlefriend all this week. These are the new release highlights for week October 25th to October 31st, 2021. Listeners, these are out in digital or physical, or will be by the time this podcast's in your feed, but could be. They could be region dependent. He's tore up the drive. If you've got the audio version, you're not missing out. You've got the CGI, the pebbles and the stones, and he's tore up the drive. For those watching on the video, You have to pretend. Just a little bit. You know,
Well, they can't see out the window.
We've only got so much money. Anyway, he's here. I don't know what he's been up to this week. Mainly cowering and licking his wounds and trying to relaunch his digital camera empire. Can't see it working, to be honest with you. I've got more megabits in a phone from 4 years ago than he's got in his camera. So, Ray, don't stab me, okay? Don't look Ray directly in the eye, okay? That was lesson 1. Okay, just look off to the side. What you brought for us, Ray? What we got? Okay. Okay. Thank you, Ray. Excellent, Ray. How's Wayne? Good? Brilliant. Okay. How's the car? Still got that issue with the back brake pipe? It's fixed. Who sorted that? That's amazing. Okay. Thanks, Ray. Come forward, Ray. I don't think people believe you're actually here. What we got here? Thanks, Ray. Got an Evil Dead. Oh. You did it last week. I did it this week. And the VHS. 2 VHSs and all the games. To be honest, see you, Ray. Give
see
the
Ray.
A trace. And he's gone. Spring, spettle, roll, whatever.
Ray tracing.
Ray tracing. The only podcast with ray tracing. And to make that legitimate, I'll pin him down. You get some greaseproof paper and we'll trace round him. Then the lawyers won't be able to have our pants down.
No.
We've had ray tracing in this episode.
We have.
Question. We've got all this stack of goodies, the perpetual pile of tat that we will hold up, which doesn't bear any relation to anything that we're reading out on the list. Don't let the details, don't let it get in the way of a good show. Tom, you first or last? What do you want to do?
Mine is third on the list, so I'll go first, and then you can do one, and I'll do one. My pick of the week.
What about my feelings?
It doesn't matter. You can only hear yourself.
You can only hear yourself.
First up, we've got At Eve's Wake, available on the PC October 26th, an interactive horror story.
Shake, wattle, whoa!
An interactive horror story inspired by Lovecraft's work about surviving a family you never knew and uncovering their sinister practices. Will you embrace them or rid humanity of their taint? Your actions will shape your fate and that of the family.
Apparently this video quality is so clear it's not really PG anymore, so that's pretty scary.
Wow.
And apparently the video quality is so good that you can see Doom in there for PS1. I thought I'd lost it, so you certainly do better than me.
We thought we looked like Doom on PS1.
Okay, up next. You have to hold the game up when you read it out. I know it's not, just hold up the back, they'll never know. Okay.
Well, we're in HD now, so that's not going to work anymore. We'll have to actually start buying all of these games.
No. Just brave it out. I don't think the quality is that good. Hermitage, Strange Case Files, PC, PS4, Xbox One and Switch, October 26th. This gripping paranormal horror adventure revolves around Hermitage, this sinister bookstore that attracts most unusual customers. Sounds like this show. All of whom seem to be involved in mysterious cases bordering on the paranormal. It is this show. That might be my... No, it's not my mummy. My mummy. Here's your... Which one could substitute the one that you want to do?
That one.
Yes.
There. My pick of the week is going to be Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, available on the PC, PS5, Xbox Series X, PS4, Xbox One, and the Switch.
Wow.
It's available on the Switch? Must be a streaming edition.
It is actually on there.
I see. October 26th, fire up a wild ride across the cosmos with fresh take on Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. In this action-adventure game, you are Star-Lord, leading the unpredictable Guardians from one explosion of chaos to the next. You got this, probably.
Okay.
Quick, they can't see.
Okay, this one doesn't have a physical copy because I believe it exists on Games Pass. And it's one that caught my eye this week, and it's one I hope to check out possibly over the weekend. It's Moonglow Bay on the PC and the Xbox series of consoles, and it's on the Xbox One, out October 26th. In Moonglow Bay, you play... In Moonglow Bay, you play as a rookie angler. See why? There was a little tripwire in there. It was bay and play. Working together with friends, family and neighbours to hone your fishing skills, nourish relationships and restore remote towns fractured.
Retro Gamer Thomas says, I like the last live show. It was like Tom and George had been pixelated on my Spectrum.
What are we now?
At least the time where we bought a 360 and went HD.
I'm taking this. It's Workshop Simulator on the PC. Only I would pick this. It's October 26th. Workshop Simulator allows you to repair and refurbish items using a range of restoration mechanics such as disassembling, cleaning, sanding and painting. You could go out and do it yourself. From the comfort of your own sofa, you do it on the video game. The accompanying story will immerse you in the nostalgia of tinkering with your grandfather. Tinkering in the workshop with your grandfather, I think, would have been a slightly better way of wording it. Especially in this day and age of not really sure all that. Anyway, what's next?
Ezra Minder here.
Shake, Rattle and Roll. That's why I shouted Shake, Rattle and Roll earlier.
I see.
Although I do it for you, other people like Shake, Rattle and Roll as well. I don't know why, ever since you laughed at it, God knows what episode it was, probably 2. I've done it I haven't done it ever since. But, when I remember.
It just reminds me of Only Fools and Horses for some reason.
You having a deja vu moment where you thought you were Only Fools and Horses, but you're actually on a rather mediocre podcast with a family member.
It was when Ray tried to sell me his car and he gave me the Del Boy pitch and opened the glove box and it's like, oh, Vicar's only left his Bible in there. One former owner. It was a vicar. You came out and were like, 10,000 miles on the clock. Is that genuine, Ray? Earlier in the day, it's got 100,000 on it. Anyway,
went down the shop in reverse. It's totally legit, apparently.
If I could have picked another one this week, it would have been this one. Age of Empires 4 available on the PC, October 28th. One of the most beloved real-time strategy games returns to glory with Age of Empires 4, putting you at the centre of epic historical battles that shape the world. What is going on?
You're going to get slapped. Maybe you're not.
Best wind back round.
Age of Empires 4. I knew you'd crawl out your pit for one of the most recognisable names in the real-time strategy genre. Is it ever coming to a console you can play it on? Let me think about this for a moment. No.
It'll come to Xbox, which I get one a day.
If you...
One of the day.
Maybe you should ask Mumsy now for your Christmas list. Look, I pick Halloween games.
I don't want to own all 3 again. It's too much... Too much money
Get
spent.
the Switch gone, because it's about as much use as this tat any other day.
Brother Ray's borrowing it anyway.
The Ray's borrowing what?
The Switch.
Easy.
He is.
What have I got? Fatal Frame, Maiden of Blackwater, PC, PS4, Xbox One and Switch, October 28th. Probably going to work on your series consoles as well with the old backwards compatibility. Fatal Frame / Project Zero Maiden of the Blackwater re-released to celebrate the 20th anniversary of the horror adventure series Fatal Frame / Project Zero. The game is set on the sacred Mount Hikami, a site of many mysterious, terrifying incidents. I remember playing Fatal Frame on original Xbox. Goodness knows when it was. And actually feeling quite intimidated by the Fatal Frame franchise. It's a game that got under my skin. It scared me a little bit. Not that much, but a little. What you got?
Next up, we've got Plan B from Outer Space. A Bavarian Odyssey.
I wondered how you deal with that, but you nailed it.
Yes! Sometimes it just takes me those few extra seconds to have a look and think, that's how you say that.
A suckle on a 16th century stable boy will sort you right out.
Makes me more...
For those that have just tuned in, that can be a little
eloquent.
disconcerting. For those that have watched from the top of the show, it's totally PG.
Escape the grass to the Bavarian Plan B from Outer Space. Nearly cocked it up there, but it's in a stellar adventure in the style of an interactive book and takes inspiration from classic science fiction stories and Bavarian culture. Every decision will affect the outcome of your mission to leave this strange planet unscathed.
What more could you ask for? Looks like I'm picking this.
This looks alright as well.
It's Riders Republic. PC, PS5, Xbox Series X, PS4, Xbox One and Stadia. Forgot our own rules. It's on the Xbox Series of consoles, and it's on the Stadia, which also means it's on the Scullery's dishwasher.
It is.
I'll be playing Riders Republic on there. Jump into the Riders Republic's massively multiplayer playground. Meet and compete with other players. Ride hard and with an exciting range of activities such as bike, ski, snowboard, wingsuit, and rocket wingsuit. Jump into a mass social playground. Live out the Riders' fantasy as you roam free in a huge, vibrant open world. I feel like now we've got our flow.
Yeah, towards the end of the show.
The show started with us both.
The blood has settled the nerves.
Yeah. You know it's not quite right when you're pulling wires out 10 minutes past when you were meant to go live.
It all came together, though.
Classic you. What's next?
Next up, we've got Sunshine Manor available on the PC, October 28th. Sunshine Manor is an 8-bit blood-soaked horror RPG that pits you against Ada. There to spend the night in this haunted Sunshine Manor, she encounters ghosts, demons, blood-soaked horror, and more in the prequel to 2016's Camp Sunshine.
2016. That's like, yeah.
Come on, Zibita!
I thought more of it was like a coming of age. That's how you... Let me tell you the story of 2016, son. Sit down. Sit down. Voice of Cards seems to be a game that I would pick. It's the Isle Dragon Roars on the Switch. September. Why am I saying it's September? We're in October now. That was 4 shows ago. Voice of Cards, the Isle of Dragon Roars is an RPG set in a world of swords, and sorcery, told entirely through the medium of cards. Sounds like something I would write, the medium of.
It does. Cotton, 100% available on the PS4 and Switch October 29th. The world has fallen into darkness and the fairy Silk sets out to look for help. She crosses paths with a young witch called Nata de Cotton, who seems rather uninterested in helping her. That is until Silk tells her that along the way, giant willows, a candy that Cotton has massive craving for, are waiting. So the two set out to find out what's causing the darkness or look for the willows. What is that game about? Experience the beautiful and authentic cute-em-up action from the 90s in all its glory and charm.
That explains everything, doesn't it? Mario Party Superstars on the Switch. It's a placeholder title. October 29th. A superstar collection of classic Nintendo 64 boards calling all superstars. Calling all superstars, calling all superstars. The Mario Party series is back with 5 classic boards from Nintendo 64 Party Mario games. Race to get the most stars and sabotage your opponents on boards like the Stellar Spaceland or the Spooky Horrorland. Party at your own pace by suspending a game and picking up right where you left off. The tides can turn quickly in Mario Party, so stay vigilant, partygoers. All modes can be played online, too. You picking that up?
No. Last of all, we've got The Suicide of Rachel Foster available on the Switch, October 31st. Coming back to the family hotel after years, a young woman finds herself trapped within the ghost from her past and an old cellular telephone as the only way to unveil a terrible truth.
Now, in true unofficial Controller podcast style, we have to pick a VHS. As you know, this week, Ray has dropped off some Halloween choices.
Do you want me to go first so you can see where you can get the live chat working on your phone?
Why not?
Why not? I've got The Evil Dead from Mr. Stingray himself. At last it's back, Sam Raimi's Evil Dead, the most ferociously original horror film. The words of Stephen King. Rated 18. Not to be supplied to anyone under that age. The back blurb is so blurred, it hurts my eyes. Is it even possible to...
You know when I said that you had the reputation in the industry of filling time to the point where you had the nickname Polyfiller?
Mm-hmm.
Undeserved, isn't it?
I'm doing my best.
What? Tell me about The Evil Dead.
I've only seen the remake.
Tell me what happens in that.
Don't they go to a cabin and there's like some evil spirits
Dead's
there.
in there.
They're evil dead's in there.
Right.
And then they come out of the cabin
Yeah.
and someone comes out of the ground. I remember that.
There's someone.
Yeah. It's quite gory, the remake was.
You set me the challenge. Listen, we don't need the live chat. I'm sure it'll work in the end. This is my choice. I really hope you can see that. Yes, it's the classic. It's called White Dog. And that's right. On the front, that's a white dog. They weren't messing around the day they produced the video cover for this, were they? Dealing with a subject to considerable controversy.
How can you read that? Mine looked like it'd been done in crayon.
I don't think this is appropriate for the show.
It's PG on the box.
Dealing with a subject of considerable controversy, White Dog is an unusual and powerful study of racism.
What?
I pulled it out of Ray's boot.
Thinking it was a horror.
Some sort of a night dog horror movie. You and I were both sold up the river here. This is the sort of thing Ray would do, okay? So tonight I'll be watching White Dog. It's an unusual and powerful study of racism and is Sam Fuller's first Hollywood film for 18 years. Kirsten McNichol, a first Hollywood film for 18 years. Basically, everyone's coming out of retirement for this. Or were they in retirement because of the last trash they made? And this was the icing on the cake. I don't know why that's the universal symbol for icing. I don't even know why my neck's a cake, but it is. Anyway, Kirsten McNichol, whoever she is, plays an up-and-coming LA actress who takes in a German Shepherd dog after she accidentally hits it with a car. She soon discovers that her new pet is a deadly white dog, trained from birth to hate anyone with black skin. The dog is taken to an animal trainer scientist, Burl Ives, who quickly becomes obsessed with the idea of curing that animal of its racism, rather than taking the easy way out by shooting it. The emotional impact of the film is enhanced by Ennio Morricone's majestic score.
Whoa! Morricone on the score.
So, there you go. There's White Dog. Question. Have you got the live chat working?
Haven't got the chat up.
So you've achieved in the square root of all this time nothing. That is wonderful. So you filled, and then where are we at now? Oh, God. Do you know what? I'm never doing another live show, just so you know.
Okay.
To those, this is a special Discord award. If you want to win this, the script, and you want to win this, White Dog on VHS, the only way to win White Dog and this is to be on the show's Discord. Paywall, George. Yeah, that's the sort of rat I am. If you want to win that, you've got to go on the show's Discord, send me a private message, that's UC George on there, and tell me who, in the Series 1/2 lore, Lord Ponsonbury was wounded in the Christmas special, rendering him unable to walk. It was therefore confined to a wheelchair. Who pushed him round in that chair?
Should we give him a slight clue?
No.
No clues.
If they want White Dog and a signed script, they've got to earn it. This is how you step up. The likes versus view ratio has got me in a happy place. The Ray's gone. Nothing. Just a bit of smoke trail where he once was. Those that paid attention at the top of the show know. They know. But I'm now going to ask you what you're hoping to play.
I don't know. I've got nothing at the minute.
The video game show. The only place where you can win White Dog and the man doesn't know what he's going to play for this gaming week.
Nothing that I don't usually already play. Yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy's out. You're not buying it.
Not till Christmas, no. My next game I get will probably be Battlefield 2042.
Christmas game.
With Battlefield 2042 and that Death's Door game, which is out on November 23rd, I think. So I'll pick that up.
If my phone hadn't died, I was going to order Guardians of the Galaxy now and then play it tomorrow, just because I'm that kind of cat.
But you're playing Returnal.
I want a dum-dum game.
In the words of the Dark Soul community, you need to get good.
Well, maybe I'm too old for that. One would
Maybe.
imagine we haven't had anything particularly spooky, apart from ourselves in 4K, which one would imagine is enough for a Halloween video. And that clown. Tom doesn't like that clown. I don't know why.
I don't like clowns.
Why?
They're horrible. It's hiding... It's masking someone's true face, so you don't see...
Why do you not have a fear of anyone that wears a mask, then?
It's different. That's kind of like... It's designed to be friendly, but it's not.
Is this one of those moments, much like the aforementioned watch of Scream, where you heard the bigger boys say they don't like clowns, and you've now decided
Probably.
you don't like clowns?
Also, Mumsy used to keep a ventriloquist doll in a cupboard where the Christmas presents would be put.
What's a ventriloquist doll? Is it like a transit that talks that you kind of control?
Ventriloquist doll.
I thought it was a ventriloquist.
Yeah.
Here he is, he's Tommy Transit. What do you reckon? I need an oil change and I need a new set of injectors and I need my gearbox all dropping.
Thank you for correcting me.
It's all right. That's part of the fun of the show.
So the ventriloquist doll used to be hidden in the cupboards. Yeah,
What did
to keep
Mumsy
us
have
away,
that for?
to keep us away from the snooping for Christmas presents. Because we knew if he was in any of the cupboards, we wouldn't want to see him. Because he looks like the demon. He's evil.
So she'd sit him on top of the Ecto fire station. No problems, Ghostbusters. You'd be like, oh, don't want any of that.
Exactly, yeah.
Turtles, don't want any of that.
Yeah.
Oh, Ecto 1, I don't want any
Yeah.
of that. What was your favourite thing that you got for Christmas?
Ever?
Yeah.
I feel like we're burning content for a Christmas show, but never
Don't
mind.
worry, the inevitable Christmas special 1, 2 and 3, they've already heard all this 6 times over.
Either Ocarina of Time.
Not the game. A
A
toy.
toy,
Yeah.
okay. Is there a Jurassic Park Jeep? You know, the one they go on the tour in.
Yeah.
But this one had a missile launcher in the back of it, of course, because it was a toy. Or a Ghostbusters Proton Pack.
Should have brought that down for the show. I have a confession to make, actually.
Have you got one?
Yeah, I've got 2.
2?
Yeah. Well, I've got 2 kids. They need 2 backpacks each, don't they?
What parts have you got with it?
The little blue Kenner backpack and the little
The gun.
the yellow thing that joins it, and one of them's got the PKE meter that plugs in the top of the set.
Okay.
You want that, do you?
I'm getting the boy a new one for Christmas. So.
A modern one.
Yeah. You can't get the new ones for like less than, well, ridiculous money.
What, on eBay?
Yeah. Although I think it's one of those eBay things where it's advertised at that amount of money, but no one buys them at that amount of money.
Exactamundo, Brian. My confession was, and you reminded me with the Jurassic Park, I've been watching The Bad Influences, the series. I've watched them up to series 4 now. I can't get enough of it. We cut to Z Right in America, beautiful Violet Berlin. Nothing takes me back to that era. And there's so many things in there. I'm going to get up to read the live chat. Make sure we haven't missed anything.
Okay.
Holy moly, that...
The blood's strong. Are you doing the end credits from down there again as well?
I will do. White Dog is a top film, apparently. Evil Dead VHS is awesome. Superstars should be good. I don't know what Colm's saying there. Tom, maybe Charlie, the ventriloquist, would be the only thing I've not listened to. Felt weird listening to a Christmas episode in mid-July. Hang on a minute. And yes, Bada Binks, you did hear Ennio Morricone. Hey, Macarena.
Morricone.
Okay. All right. Well, what did I need to do? Oh, Gaming Gram. Let me tell you, the Christmas specials, like a dog in the mid-90s, it's not relevant now. It's not just for Christmas, it's for life. The Christmas specials.
You can listen to them anytime.
And one year, we did a Christmas special, and that was follow-up with a show called The Aftermath.
Probably our best work, those 2 episodes.
No. The best episode we ever did was last year's Christmas special.
Okay. Where I basically got drunk on air.
They didn't know that, and they actually thought you were a proper actor that day, because that speech...
Alcohol just results in confidence, doesn't it?
No,
not always
normally.
good confidence.
No, not normally. Only to the person that's currently involved in the alcoholic haze is the one who thinks he's confident. Everyone else...
You have one of these, you only hear your own voice.
That's not... It's blood.
It is, yeah. Strong blood.
Anyway, is that it? We're going to welcome them back next week to a normal show. Enough of this. I don't think my stress levels can take this. Although now we're all sorted, it should be easy.
Oh, yeah, that's what we thought last time.
That is what we thought last time. But the quality's better, everyone's happy. What show are we hitting them with next week? What's the roadmap?
Next week is your interview.
No, it's not.
Is it not?
No.
Okay, then. Well, we'll have to have a look.
The 17th was the interview with Mike Rouse.
Oh, is it?
Mm.
Okay.
Are you not here this week?
I may be.
It's a one-man show, to be honest.
No.
You've heard
it
worse.
might or might not be.
Let's leave them with a spooky story.
But 17th, you've got an interview with Mike Rouse.
I think so. Or I need to speak to him because it might need to take place on the weekend because I'm away.
And the week after that, we've got the look at Games of Generation, GTA 3.
Yep.
After
How's
that,
the script going?
Going well.
Last time you committed to bringing a script to the show, you left for a year. I'm terrified.
No, I did the
fans
script
are
last week.
nervous
I
as
did
well.
the script the week before last.
It's already written.
The winter preview. I did that one.
No, the GTA 3 one.
Oh yeah, it's coming along fine.
Sneak preview of the full script. GTA 3, Games of a Generation.
After that, we've got, after your interview and the GTA 3...
It's just written here, the Dodo. Originally meant to be fully playable in the game, then had the wings took off because something happened in America. Thanks anyway, Stingray, in a bit. I'm tired. Mumsy, bring milk.
I forgot to
say
it. I had one of those dictation machines and I forgot to turn it off.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Suckling noises.
We've got like an Xbox special as well, celebrating 20 years of Xbox brand.
If you can't wait for that episode, we did do obviously the launch of the original Xbox, which is a great episode. You're only in it by proxy, but Bobby's in it.
The best way to be in it.
Absolutely. I've been in a few episodes by proxy as well. Have we given them enough? Before they go,
yes.
Thank you for tuning in. We do appreciate it. You know what? Every week in, week out, you amaze me. Not only by coming along and watching these shows, but by listening to the podcast in your hundreds. And I really damn well appreciate that. And know Tom does as well. Put an average amount of effort into preparing these shows, and we probably get an equidistant return. And we thank you for that. Mediocre at the highest level. We honestly, the activity that goes on in the Discord on a daily basis literally leaves my jaw on the floor. You know, the community that's building around the show, we're really grateful for the people that take the time out to watch us on YouTube, not just live, but after the fact. Showed us some gangbuster numbers after last week, and we were super happy with that. Obviously not quite the same as it would do on an audio, but we are quite loyal to the fact that we're an audio show. But we're trying to bring in a little bit of a new dynamic with this video thing. We've upped the quality. Hopefully.
It's only going to be sort of one-offs, isn't it? Like the odd specials we'll do.
Tom wanted to do Christmas, but I feel like, you know, unless you say otherwise, Christmas is what I think is CGI podcast safe space. We can go to like Mars in that, and we can have like Dick Whittington. We couldn't do Dick Whittington live.
Give me a month and I can make it happen.
I'm not doing another live show until I've seen a storyboard. At least
With loads of highlighted marker pen over it.
come in.
Like George Lucas.
Come in
CGI.
with a bag that
CGI.
looks like it's not actually your bag, full of camera equipment, sweating, blood on your fists. I can only imagine you waited outside London Camera Exchange and just decked someone who came out with something that looked half decent. The sacrifices we make for you. The sacrifices. Do you want to leave them with a scary story? Don't overthink it.
No.
You don't. I don't believe in scary stories. The only scary story you need to concern yourself over is if you collect retro games and you don't leave your machines off. That little red dot in there, it's not an LED. It's the eye of a demon. And on Halloween night, it'll crawl out the tray and it will slit the throat of your favourite hamster.
Terrifying.
Then it crawls back in again and waits until next Halloween. There you go. I think that would be all we've got time for.
It is.
Do you want to thank the listeners for their time?
Thank you very much for your time, and please like and subscribe on the YouTube channel if you haven't already. And
if you haven't,
share it where you
here,
can.
Shame on you.
Be much appreciated. Yeah, I think that's about it.
Well, thank you again for tuning in, genuinely from the bottom of our hearts. We do appreciate it. Thank you for the support. We'll let you know when we're going to do next a live show. One would imagine it's going to be sometime in the Q1 of next year.
Yeah. Boy, early preview of 2022.
I like it. It's almost like we know what we're doing. Well, that's all we have time for this week, listeners. As always, thank you for your time. I look forward to the pleasure of speaking to you again next week. Until then, happy gaming. Remember, there's nothing wrong with being given the unofficial controller. It's what you do with it that counts. Remember, if you want to win White Dog and a copy of this script signed by me and him and me, contact me on a DM, first person to do so, with the answer to the question I posed earlier, which is who pushes around Lord Ponsonbury after his hideous accident he received in the Christmas special.
Mm.
If you do that, then you could be in with a chance of winning White Dog. What other show? Everyone else is giving away PS5s. We're giving away White Dog or VHS. You know this is the real. And this is requested. Which way up was it? That way up? This is how a show ends, George.